शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये. Respected friends and colleagues, as we started speaking the Snehapana and about the Sneha, today I thought of highlighting the hidden secrets of the Sthavara Ashraya Sneha. This otherwise, a glance at the Sneha Chikitsa, as Snehasaroyam Purushaha, Pranascha Sneha Puishtaha, Snehasadhyascha Bhavanti. All the treatment is possible with only the Sneha. Snehohi, even the Sneha, how it has to be given. Pana, Anuvasana, Mastishka, Hirovasti, Uttaravasti, Nasya, Karnapurana, Gatrabhyanga, Bhojaneshu, Upayoj. Now, when you see the sequenciation, he started from the Pana, ended with the Bhojaneshu. That means a daily usage of the Sneha, and also if whenever this is insufficient to make a proper function of the Sneha in the body, at that time the Pana is being indicated as the primary. Primary Chikitsa is the Pana, whether it could be of this Sodhananga Sneha Pana, Shamananga Sneha Pana, or otherwise Vicharana. Sneha Vicharana we will discuss next week. Today, we just try to understand the Sneha Yoni or Sneha Ashraya. We have Chaturvidha Snehas as the 4 primary Snehas. Out of this, when we see Tailam, Dhritam, Vasa, and Majja. Dhrita, Vasa, Majja are the animal byproducts. One is the milk byproduct and second is directly non-sasthaya. Vasa and the Majja. Tailam is the Sthavara. That means when you have a classification, one is directly from the vegetation, the second is of the Dhrita, Tailam is Sthavara. Dhritam is the Jangamasraya, Dugdhasraya. That means we have to make another classification where the lacto-based fat, one is the vegetable fat, second is the lacto-based fat, and third is the animal extracted fat as the vasa and the majja. Now, out of these varieties of the snehas, the 3 different classifications, one is the total vegetable, second is the lacto-based milk byproduct as a fat, and third is the animal fat directly. We are very much accustomed and used with that of the Tailam and Dhritam. Today we are discussing only the Sthavara Ashraya Sneha. The Sthavara Ashraya Snehas, when we see the Charaka and the Susruta, Charaka has enumerated 18 varieties of the Sneha. When these 18 varieties of the Sneha, he has directly given the name Srila, Priyala, Abhishuka. Abhishuka is the pista. Vibhitaka, Chitra is the one of the variety of the Eranda. Haritaki, Eranda, Madhuka, Sarashapa, Kusumba, and the Bilva, Aruka, Mulaka. And along with Atasi, Nikotaka, Akshotaka, and Karanja Shigru. Out of these 18, how many of the oils we are using in the Panchakarma as on today? We are using the Tila Tailam. The second is the Eranda Tailam. Third is the Sarshapa Tailam. And some of the occasionally few people are using the Kusuma Tailam, linseed oil, and Atasi Tailam and Karanja Tailam. Very, very rarely, only for the external usage, we are using. That means we are not using not more than that of 5 or 6 oils which are stated and said by the Charaka. And if we glance at the Sushruta classification of the Sthavara, in this, he has mentioned the 12 groups. He was speaking about the Virechana, Ashraya, Vamanashraya Sneha, Tiro Virechana Sneha. Virechana Sneha, Vamana Sneha, Tiro Virechana Sneha, Dushta Vrana Sneha, Mahavyadhi Sneha, Mutra Sangha Sneha, Sharkara Ashwari Sneha, Prameha Sneha, Pitta Samsrishtavada Sneha, and the Krishni Karana Sneha, Pandu Karana Sneha, and Dadru Pitibha Sneha. Now, in this, we are not using any other snehas except the Erada Taila as a Virechana Sneha. Except Erada Taila as a Virechana Sneha. Pandu Karana Sneha. People are asking every time they want to get detanned. When they are getting detanned, Kangu Bija, the specific Pandu Karana Sneha. The Kangu Bija Taila, but we are getting the Kangu Bija, one of the component of the Dhanya. Yes, this Kangu Bija, if it all going to be used and Kangu Bija Taila is going to be made, then the Pandu Karana is going to be very easy. But ultimately, one sentence we have to draw the conclusion. The Susrutokta Snehas, which are being said of the 12 groups, out of this, we are not at all used with any of the other Snehas except the Eranda Sneha, which is as a Virechana. Now, out of this entire 18 varieties of the oils when we are saying, here he said, Charaka, Pana is starting and Bhojaneshu is the last word. That means for as a Snehapana and also to be used as a dietetic fat supplementation. We have to use all the things whichever we are using in the treatment as a Panchakarma for the Snehapana, either of this Brahmana Sneha or otherwise the Sodhana Sneha. At that time, we have to use the different oils. When we try a summarization, Tila, Sarashapa, Kusumba, Eranda, Karanja, Atasi, Tailasa, some are the other way, sometimes we are using in the Panchakarma. Shiguru, Taila, Mulaka Taila, Bilva, Madhuka, Haritaki, Vivitiki Taila. These are never used in any of the Panchakarma. The Vivitaki Taila, it is a Madaka Taila. It is being used even the Vivitaki seeds. I saw this Vivitaki in the Sri Salem when I was there in the Sri Salem, and the Vivitaki pulp or the Vivitaki seed pulp, when it is consumed, the people used to get the lots of this sleep. Now, this Abhishuka, Pista, Priyala is Chiranji, Aruka is the cashew nut. These three, we are not using the tailas, but they are the rich of the fats which we are using as the supplementation and of course, costly supplementation. Groundnut is the cheapest available and everywhere, even a common man can afford it. Whereas the pista, priyala, aruka, otherwise the cashew nuts, these things are cashew badam, they are only affordable for the a little higher community people. And how come we are leaving this common man, the groundnut? And tila is also a commonly available for the common man. So out of these edible oils, we have even some other listing of the edible oils which come across. Nowadays, vividly available in the market are the groundnut oil, sunflower oil, palm oil, soybean oil, rice bran oil, and corn oil, olive oil, coconut oil, and canola oil. Coconut oil is the later invention and inclusion where much of the Keralian products are being done with the coconut oil basis also, which is called as the Keram. If suppose Dhanvantari Thailam is being made, Dhanvantari Thailam, where the Tilataila is based, Dhanvantari Keram, if it is said Dhanvantari is the oil is being prepared through the coconut oil. Now, when we are using these forms of the different oils, what actually the difference and how these Sthavara, Astraya, Tailas are going to be active and useful is a very big question. Even we have to recollect avocado oil. Avocado oil is there, walnut oil is there, hemp seed oil is there, and pumpkin seed oil is there, and also, of course, linseed oil already we come across as everything. One important thing which I have observed out of this, commonly practiced in Panchakarma oil, as a Silatailam, Sarashapatailam, Kutumpatailam, Erandatailam, Karanjatailam, Atakitailam. These are commonly prescribed or used some or the other occasion by the people. Sesame oil, the Tilatailam, the flower of the Tila is white in color. A Sweta Pushpa Tailam is the Tilatailam. Sarashapa is the Pita Pushpa. Kusumba is the Rakta Pita Pushpa. Eranda is the Rakta Pita Pushpa. When this Pita Rakta are going to be there, they are mostly a Pitta Hara in nature. Sarashapa, Kusumba, Eranda are supposed to be used for the Pitta dosha, whereas Sweta Pushpa, Tilataila is for the Vata dosha. Based upon the flower of this particular Sthavara Sneha, even we can understand the dosha interferences and also dosha implications also. And you may be asking a Karanja Taila and the Atasi Taila. Neela Pushpa is the Atasi, Karanja is the pinkish white. So these two are going to be much more used for the Kapha. That means Vata Pitta Kapha dosha Niraharana based upon its flower also can be done is understood here. Now, we have lots of the things to discuss and to make out how it is going to be used. Why the people are using the Tilataila as one of the most important Taila? It is a question lingering in my mind. When I see the Tilataila very specifically, it is having vitamin F. Vitamin F. F for faith. F for passion also. This Tilataila is having linoleic acid. The linoleic acid content, whenever we see in any oil, that is the most important thing to use in the Panchakarma. The linoleic acid usage and linoleic actions are to be understood as and when we are using the any Taila in the Panchakarma procedure, either externally or the internally. The linoleic acid, what it is going to be, is a big question. When you see the information available about the linoleic acid, the first and foremost, linoleic acid is a skin barrier. It penetrates the skin. Whenever we are making the abhyanga, external sneha, either in the form of the kativasti, januvasti, penetrability into the skin is the most important. Whatever the medicinal properties embedded within the oil, it could be of the Murivenna, it could be of the Dhanvantaram, it could be of the Mahanarayanam. The Tailas which we are using externally for a pacification of the trade through the skin. Penetrability is going to be achieved with that of the linoleic acid present in the oil. Tilathaila is rich of the linoleic acid, where its skin barrier is going to be, and it penetrates the skin and makes the medicinal properties of the respective oil, whichever we are using, to enter into the skin. Percentage of the Kevala Tilathaila application external body is for the smoothing of the skin and making the skin unctuous. If at all we are using some of the medicated oils, these medicated oils run into the skin, and there is one more specified circulation has been mentioned. The circulation, it is a recent invention for that of the Western people. As we know, the central circulation, peripheral circulation, the cutaneous circulation is the one of the most important things, other than that of the lymphatic circulation. They were speaking like a gut brain. Even the skin has got its own impactfulness. It got its own centers separately out. Now, this linoleic acid is the first and foremost skin barrier and penetrates, and it helps in the skin hydration also. Moistening. If you Svedana, Sneha, when we are going to see, Sneha is going to have this specifically a few properties. This Sneha Madhavakrita Snigdaha Balavardakaraha. This is what the statementation. Snehanam Sneha Vishyandam Madhava Kleraka. This Madhavata is the skin hydration. The skin hydration is going to be possible with the linoleic acid. Next, function of the linoleic acid is it is a constituent of a neuronal membrane phospholipids. This linoleic acid is going to make the nerve covering area and nerve covering fat areas of the phospholipids. Linoleic acid is one of the components of the nervous system to cover it as an insulation, where the nerve conductivity will be in a proper way, and this nerve conductivity, when it is going to be proper, there will be no neural deficiencies or otherwise the neural impulsive deficiencies, and ultimately the person is going to get the proper vata function. The Tilathaila was very specifically directed towards the vata pacification because it is having a specified function over the neural membrane as one of the phospholipid covering over it. And it is a substrate of the prostaglandin also. Utsaha, Uchvasa, Visvasa, this is what we learned about the Vata. The Utsaha and Uchvasa both are linked with the prostaglandins. That means it is not only making the skin hydration, the Tilathaila, very specifically when we speak the Tila, it is the linoleic acid. This linoleic acid is going to make the prostaglandin formation, and it preserves the overage of the blood flow. Regulation of the blood flow is also one of the factors. If the Vata is going to be aggravating, there will be rise of the blood pressure. And if the Vata is normal, then at the type of no excitation, then the blood pressure is going to be normal. And it regulates, even the linoleic acid is going to regulate the blood flow also. And it contains most of omega-6 fatty acids, linoleic acid, and thereby it increases the antioxidant ability of the. Now, what else we want? We can expect with one simple Tilathaila, every possibility and very specifically, all the Vata regulative functions are going to be get observed with that of the linoleic acid alone. Now, if at all we are trying to understand more biochemically the xylem, I just want to show you a comparative statementation. I have a question for a long time. Why not the groundnut oil, which is easily available, has to be used in Panchakarma? Why not the soybean oil, economically, which is safer and easier, and every person can be affordable? Why not the soybean oil is to be used? When I was looking at, I got one of the Maharashtrian author was using some of his combinations with the groundnut oil. This is, of course, within this past 1 century. And when I see, apart from the Tilatela, as already I come across, the Keralian provinces, they were using all the tailas with the keram or the coconut oil base. Sarshapa taila, even though we are using for the massage and other things, I do not see any of the Sarshapa taila or the mustard oil based oils in the market. Some of the skin referral oils are being combined with the Tilatailam and also Sarshapatailam together, but not alone with the Sarshapatailam for the Pana. Now, when I just want to show you one of the documents which is being made out or compiled for the different oils, what they have in them. Now, see, first one is the sesame oil or the Tilatailam. Can you see here the sesame oil? When the sesame oil Tilatailam is used, here this Tilatailam is very specifically having the calcium, which is going to be get used for making a synapse and at the motor end plate, where the properly a neuromuscular junctional function is going to be get performed. Secondly, when we see these different functions of the vata, all these vata functions are going to be get nullified with the essential elements which are present in. Here, one more interesting thing is the sesame oil is having the much of the copper. It is going to give sufficient copper for the individual. Thereby, we can very specifically understand this protection of the skin through the copper is going to be there, and calcium and linoleic acid, as which we are going to see, is the most important thing to make the pacification of the vata. Whenever the zinc is there, at the time we have to think of the very specifically the reproductive tissues or the virium, the salmon. The phosphorus is one of the major components to give the nerve reflex and nerve initiation. Whenever the phosphorus is there, the Dhruti is going to be get activated. You can just see even the vitamin E and vitamin B1. Apart from this, you have many of the things which are comparable. When you start comparing these things, as we come across, one is the most important is the linoleic acid, and another is the calcium to supply or supplement the very specifically the vata. If you see the mustard oil or otherwise the sarshapatailam is also having the copper. You can just see, and it is also having the calcium, and it is also having the phosphorus, and very commonly even the zinc also. That means more almost equal, including the selenium, which is the rare element in it. But apart from that, it is having the potassium is very specific. When there is a potassium and when there is iron, at the time we can see the difference, how it acts not only with the vata, but also with the pitta. Pitta pangu kapha pangu panguvo maladhatavaha vayuna yatamiyante tatra gacchante. This is what we have learned it. But here, the potassium and iron, the two things which are going to act on the rakta and pitta, thereby these two things are going to be making out the very specificity along with the sodium. Here you see when out of the different fatty acids, free fatty acids, monosaturated fatty acids are much available. Monosaturated fatty acids are the very comfortably absorbable. Along with the, here you see the omega-3 alpha, whereas omega-6 is there in the sesame or tilatailam. And oleics, etc., which we are going to see, oleic acid is there and erucic acid is there. This is making the difference between the sarshapatailam to the tilatailam, where it is becoming for that of the pitta and where the sesame is for that of the vata. And when you see, third is the safflower. It is not having much of the linseed oil, safflower, kusuma tailam. We commonly use in Telangana the kusuma tailam as one of the common, as along with the groundnut oil in Hyderabad and nearby Telangana. The safflower is having when it is being roasted and it is having steric acid, oleic acid, and partially it could be acts over the pitta, and especially because of the presence of the vitamin B, it is going to be more or less referred to that of the only skill nutrition and but not for the other things. But linoleic acid, once again, as it is present in the safflower, this can be used internally for the bhojana and also pana. And safflower based oils also can be made as the kusuma tailam or the safflower oil is very relatively cheap and we can use very comfortably as the taste of the kusuma taila is also palatable. Whereas when you compare the thickness, the kusuma taila is thinner than that of the tila taila could be understood. Now you come across this Eranda. Eranda is once again like kusuma taila, not the kusuma, sarshapa taila. It is having the omega fatty acids, three fatty acids. Omega-6 fatty acids are working on vata, whereas omega-3 fatty acids are working on the pitta. This which we have to understand where the Rechana karma can be made out. Here, yes, there is a resinolic acid is the one more thing which is going to be very specific for that of the Eranda, which is going to cause this laxative effect are the anuloma sarana. The anulomana is vata haram, saranam and the rechanam is the pitta haranam. Here the laxative effect is going to be with the resinolic acid, which is going to be vata pitta hara, which we can understand. Next is the karanja taila. We use the karanja taila most of the time only external for the skin problem, but this karanja taila is used internally for the panam in a smaller doses than the krimi is going to be there. Here you can just see how it is going to act based upon its structure of the calcium and phosphorus. When this calcium and phosphorus is going to be there, the current tailum is going to directly act over the brain is to be understood. And here some of the toxic flavonoids which we are having caranjin and other things, these things which we have to study and but this caranjin taila is not commonly used for any of the Sneha and Pana. Now, next is the Atati, flaxseed oil. Here you see this phosphorus and magnesium and also calcium and sodium. Here, whenever there is a magnesium, calcium and phosphorus, calcium is there with and magnesium is there with Atati. When this phosphorus, calcium, magnesium is there, once again, nervine is to be understood. And here, alpha linoleic acid is the one thing which we are going to observe here. The alpha linoleic acid, once again, that means the Atati is going to be of the Vatahara in nature and the coconut oil, which is the most important from the southern side. The coconut oil, Narikela Thailam. This Narikela Thailam is having the much of the vitamin E. Whenever you see only the vitamin E without any other mineral, those oils are nutritive rather than that of the curative. That means the Brahmana, whenever we have to use, we can use the rest of the oils which are, and whenever we are making, the calcium rich and the phosphorus rich are to be used even for the Sodhana and Shamana. For that of the Vatahara, Vatahara Tailas are to be preferred where the calcium and phosphorus richness is going to be there. If you see here, the vitamin E along with, we have the hyaluronic acid and the mycelic acid and palmitic acid. These things are going to be understood how better it could be. When we see palmic and caprylic acid, these are not supposed to be much related, and these are going to be referred with that of the oxygen enhancing capacity in the body. That means these are to be understood as a Brahmana Prana. A Brahmana effect, whenever we are trying to use in an individual, at that time, using a serum or the coconut oil is the preferred because of the presence of the lauric acid, and also as it is 100% fat. Here you see 100% fat it is going to be there. Here once again traces of the copper is there and phosphorus is there and iron and potassium is there. That means we can use this for that of the even for the Sodhananga Snehapana also. And whenever there is such thing, those things are to be understood with reference to the content of the oil. That means till now, when we see from the sesame, mustard, safflower, castor oil, Indian wheat, karanja and flaxseed, ataseed, coconut oil, narikal, tailam, all these oils can be prepared very comfortably. All the yogas which are available in the Ayurvedic pharmacopoeia. Now, whether the same thing can be done with that of the groundnut and the soya bean oil is a very big question. When this soya bean and groundnut, these are relatively affordably, easily available. If you see the, here there is a copper, coconut oil, when there is a copper to be used as a pitta hara dravya, and when swacham, groundnut is to be said, copper, whenever it is there, we can say it is a swacham and a pitta haram, and so the groundnut oils are to be used. Suppose Chandrabala Lakshadi Tailam. This Chandrabala Lakshadi Tailam preparing with the groundnut is going to be affordable and also gives better effect. And if you see the calcium, copper, iron, magnesium, this potassium, zinc, almost all these things are available even in the Tilatailam also. When you see all these things, that this soybean oil also can be used very comfortably. And very specifically with the soybean oil, when we are looking at some of the steroidal things are also going to be used. I just was suggesting whenever we are using for male and female also, the soybean oil is to be used better for the female. Because once upon a time when there was a research going on the Vidaryadi Ghritam in Jamnagar, at the time it was reported the people, those who consume the Vidaryadi Ghritam orally, started getting the gynecomastia. And people, those who are using it as the Uttaravasti, they were having the more increased semen and other quantification and quality and quantity of the semen has been increased through the Uttaravasti of the Vidaryadi Vrata, and whereas the oral administration of the same thing has made the gynecomastia. The soya bean oil, even though as we are comfortably concluding, this is a very good resource of the fatty acids, and here the soya bean is having much of the triglycerides, and thereby we can understand the soya bean oil as it has even the estroid or estrogen content, some of the things, and along with the linoleic acid, polyunsaturated fatty acid, this soya bean oil is preferred more for the female and groundnut oil to be prepared for the more male. There is no need of running behind the Sthavara Snehas. Out of that, easily available groundnut and soya bean oil also can be used for the Ayurvedic formulation. Very specifically to say, The soya bean oil is having the carbonic acid also. This carbonic acid content in the soya bean, along with the linoleic acid which is present, thereby its main function is the oxygen distribution. See the difference of this tilatailam and the soya bean oil. When you are going to see this only linoleic acid is there, and not no carboxylic acid. Because of that, this oxygen enhancing capacities are not there with the sesame oil, but whereas skin oxygenation can be increased more with that of the soya bean oil, as it is having the carboxylic acid along with the linoleic acid. Thereby, we can understand the soya bean oil is going to make a local, nutritive, and also oxygen enrichment in the skin area by the penetration. We were understanding linoleic acid is the most important for the penetrability, and that linoleic acid is there for the penetrability. And here the soya bean oil made are going to make more oxygenation to that of the skin also. That means not only the nourishment, it is also going to enrich with that of the hyperoxic conditions in the skin, where the dead tissue is going to be removed and the new tissue are going to be get generated. The next is the sunflower oil as a Sthavara. There was an advertisement. People those who are on the advertisement, they say when they use the sunflower oil, they can avoid the heart attack. Very unfortunately, a person who is promoting this, he himself got this heart attack. There was a big question over the sunflower. It is mainly triglycerides because the triglycerides are going to be a fatty depositing, and thereby the sunflower oil is going to make the depositing, and where the stearic acid and oleic acid, linoleic acid, because of this presence, it can make some of the activity. But very unfortunately, sunflower oil is not with any sort of the mineral specific. That's why I consider myself sunflower oil is the most useless to use in the Ayurvedic Panchakarma massage practices to prepare the oil, even either for the of the internal usage or the external usage. Because of the more triglycerides, it could make the possible actions in a nasty area, but not a comfortable area. Thereby, we can just very comfortably conclude the sunflower oil is not at all useful in the Panchakarma of the Ayurveda. Okay. And when you see the palm oil, which is the one more alternative oil, palm oil. The palm oil is rich with that of the vitamin A. Here I was having a question, consumption of the vitamin A or the Akshitarpana as we are using commonly the Grita. How come this palm oil is to be used for that of the external usage of the Akshitarpana when there is a possibility of vitamin A? I was not finding any areas with vitamin A in any other thing. Vitamin E is available surplus in many of the areas. Here there is a vitamin E along with that of the vitamin A, much more antioxidant. It is a question palm oil to use in the Netra Kriya Kalpa, and thereby comfortably we can go with an alternative solution where the vitamin A, vitamin E, and also medicated components are going to be there. This Triphala Thaila to be performed with the prepared palm oil to be examined how it is going to be useful in the individual. And here when you see the free fatty acids, we have the unsaturated fat percent of the 10% and 40% of the palm is having considerably the saturated fat. Here 50% of the saturated fat. This makes the easily transferability of the fat because the saturated fat can be easily transferable and 10% is unsaturated. This 10% unsaturated, it's of course, when we have the 50%, it can have more comfortable. And apart from this, here the alpha carotene, beta carotene are going to be there and carotenoids are going to be there in this palm oil. This was striking me. How about using this palm oil in the Netra Kriya Kalpa? And subsequently, the rice bran oil is the one more thing which we commonly hear and we commonly use. This rice bran oil is being prepared from that of the husk of the rice, and the same way the corn oil is prepared from the corn husk. When you see this, here it is the manganese is there, and even the many iron, zinc, sodium, almost each and everything, whatever we find, other way also available. Even this rate-wise, rice bran oil is a very cheaper. Thereby, we can very comfortably make this rice bran oil also to be used in the Panchakarma. And oleic acid is there. This oleic acid functionality we have to evaluate, and we have to find system targeted free fatty acids which are available in different oils should be prepared. Thereby, directly we can reach the particular area. As I was speaking, this iron is for that of the Raktavaha Srotas, zinc for that of the Sukravaha Srotas, and the sodium is for the Pitta or otherwise the Raktavaha Srotas once again. Here, there are two types of the vitamin E available in the rice bran oil. That's why it is even good for that of the skin also. The subsequently, very commonly the people are admired and using the olive oil. Why do the people go for the olive oil? Because it is having the vitamin E, A, K, iron, calcium, magnesium, potassium, and zinc. But cost effectiveness is there. Cost wise, the olive oil is not that much cheaper. And it is once again having the linoleic acid. As previously saying, the Rajas and Maharajas, those who are affordable, the olive oil can be used for that of the preparing the Mahanarayana Tailam. The Mahanarayana Tailam prepared with that of the olive oil to be compared with that of the Mahanarayana Tailam prepared with that of the coconut oil or Mahanarayana Tailam prepared with that of the Tila Tailam standard. When this comparison is going to be made, then only we can understand this what is the limitation of the usage of this edible oil at present vividly available in the market to be incorporated into the Panchakarma. Here the canola oil, avocado oil, walnut oil, hemp seed oil, pumpkin seed oil, corn oil. These oils are not much available in the market. Thereby, we are not using these things at all. Thereby, we can just say, if at all this corn oil is going to come forward in future and be made easily available, then we can think of. And by the time, I think the rice bran oil is going to become even cheaper. And rice bran oil is very comfortably prepared in India, as we are the biggest suppliers of the rice for the 142 countries all around the globe. And this husk is there in the dust, and the husk is there in the India. From the husk and dust only we are preparing the rice bran oil. So very comfortably we can make it. And cultivation shift is going on towards the palm oil, and palm oil cultivation is also there. So palm oil also easily made available. And except the sunflower oil, all that oils which we are using in as an edible oil as on today can be used very comfortably in the Ayurveda practice to prepare the tailam. The tailam standard tila is the only the tailam to be prepared. These days have been done. An innovative, interventional, and research-oriented observation has to be made, and thereby we have to use these different oils for making the different Ayurvedic preparations, taila preparations, and we have to make the standardization of the usage of these oils, and cost effectiveness for the patient has to be prepared when we are going to make the easiest way. Because when we are using the Tila Taila based Mahanarayana Taila, 100 ml of the Mahanarayana Taila is 100 rupees to 150 rupees. When the same Mahanarayana Taila, if we are going to prepare with that of the other oil, say for example, either the soybean oil 1 liter is 80 rupees, whereas 1 liter of the Tilataila is 350 rupees. This cost effectiveness is going to be there. And more advantages we can make it out. One thing we have to make the research, how to utilize these different edible oils at present which we are using, converting them into the Ayurvedic oil. Secondly, a comparative statement is to be drawn with the dosha effectiveness, which of the oil is a dosha preferable. Like coconut oil and narikela tailam is the pitta. Tailam, tilatailam is the vata. When we are saying this specifically based upon it, and we have to even classify a brahmana tailam and sodhana tailam. Sodhananga snehapana, which of the oils to be used, and shamananga snehapana, which of the oils to be used. We can use even the granulations of these oils by the hydrogenation. Thereby, they look like even like the vegetable fat and ghrita. Thereby, even it can be very comfortably assimilated. People are going to have even flavors of the oil. When we are using the different pushpavarga and different medicines, we can really make this Sthavara Snehayoni can be comfortably made. One more small last sentence to be added here with why we are ignoring the Sukrita stated 12 groups of these Snehayonis. This question is without any answer except the Virechana Sneha. I never see or practice any woman of Sneha, not even the Siro Virechana Sneha. Siro Virechana Sneha, when we are making it out, most of the time we are following only Anutailam or some of the formulations, but not the different snehas which are directly to the English. So here I stop, and I was really fascinated from the Sushruta Prameha Sneha. How come the Sushruta Prameha Snehas are going to act on? If at all you have any other things to add on to this particular, please speak. Otherwise, I stop here for myself, and I'll see you to the next Friday evening at 6:30. Once again, back to you all. Till the time, I can say bye, and I want to hear your questions and also doubts, or otherwise your explanation in further where I missed myself. Thank you very much.